Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have the brand new Nanmu Spinosaurus figures here, and I did go ahead and order both of these because why not? I thought they were both awesome and everyone loves Spinosaurus, right? But to be honest, I did hate the Spinosaurus as a kid when I first watched Jurassic Park 3 because I hate that he killed the T-Rex. T-Rex was my favorite dinosaur back then. But as I've grown up and matured, I've grown to like the Spinosaurus, not hate him as much. So I did decide to get both versions. I did really like the green version, that one really stood out to me. So I went ahead and purchased that one first from Lana Time Shop. And then I picked up the OG version from AliExpress. So if you want to know where to get these, Lana Time Shop or AliExpress is where I got mine. You guys can probably find these still on Lana Time Shop maybe, but AliExpress definitely you'll be able to find these. Let's go ahead and unbox these, and then we can take a closer look at them. So before we go ahead and unbox these, I did want to show this little leaflet that I got in the box with the Spinosaurus I ordered from Lana Time Shop. And it just goes through some of the instructions to heat the figure first before you start moving any of the joints, which should be common practice for most articulated models. It's always good to warm up the joints first before you do any sort of posing or moving of the joints, just to loosen them up. But Nanmu did release a video instructing us to do this, just to avoid any joint breakages or any issues with the joints. So make sure you are warming up your figures before you are moving them. So a nice little leaflet to remind you of that. So before I fully take this model out of the box, I will show off some of the accessories we do get with the Spinosaurus. So we do get a set of interchangeable hands. We've got a more open one and a closed one, so the model comes with one of each. So it is nice when we do get some interchangeable hands, just to give them a bit more expression. That's a nice touch. And of course we do have a display stand. You get a bunch of screws in there as well, and washers. And here is the Spinosaurus out of the box. And as you can see, this is the OG Jurassic Park 3 coloured one. And this is the one that I want to take a look at first. And first impressions, I think it's a very, very awesome figure. Very faithful to that colour scheme of the JP3 Spinosaurus. Just looks so awesome. I have warmed this figure up so we can have a look at the articulation. I'll try to do my best to show that off to you without pushing it too much. So let's take a look at that first, and then we'll have a look at the details. So that was a quick look at the articulation on this model. And of course you don't have any torso articulation because of the sail on the Spinosaurus. So now we will take a closer look at the details, and we'll start off with the head here. As you can see on the head of the Spinosaurus, there is some really awesome detail. You do have that nice patterning throughout the head. You have that nice green eye on the Spinosaurus as well. Very menacing. Just looks so faithful to the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. Do have the awesome teeth there, which look so menacing. Do have this yellow tint to them. Does make them look quite realistic. And superb detail on the inside of the mouth here on the Spinosaurus. Again, you do have that wet gloss, which makes it look very realistic. And as we move down to the neck, you do have that nice white striping going down the Spinosaurus, which again is movie accurate. And on the neck, you've got some lovely skin folds and wrinkles. And throughout the body, you do have that nice scale detail, almost leathery skin that you see on most Jurassic Park dinosaurs, which is done really well here. You do have that nice counter shading on the underside of the model, a nice almost greyish colour. Then we get to the awesome arms of the Spinosaurus. Very powerful, as seen in the movie. He was able to do a lot of damage with these. Then you got the claws there, and of course the awesome spine or sail of the Spinosaurus. You do have that really nice patterning there, and the blue and the red just really pops on this model. I feel like they've done a good job in capturing this look on the sail. Very vibrant, which I do like. Now as we move down, got some nice patterning on the legs here. There's some black spots going across the leg here. Very nice detail. Even on the feet and toes. You do have that red stripe going all the way down the back of the Spinosaurus, which looks really good. All the way through to the tail. And if you flip him to the other side, the left side, you do have a scar here from when he was hit with the plane during that scene when they initially land on Isla Sorna and they're just taking off. And who is it in the movie? I think it's Cooper. He goes on the runway being chased by the Spinosaurus and the plane crashes into the side of the Spinosaurus. Leaves a nasty wound. Detail's so good on this. Does have that wet look to it, which makes it look like a fairly fresh wound. I really like that. Right, so we've had a look at this version. Let's have a look at the green version of the Spinosaurus. So with the Spinosaurus, the green version, you do again get a set of hands. I think these look very similar to the other ones, if not almost identical. We'll bring them in and have a look at them too. And as you can see, there is actually a difference between these. So you do have more of a darker wash on the green version compared to the original Spinosaurus. That's quite interesting. So yeah, definitely a bit of a difference there. And here is the green version. I don't know why this version really stood out to me. It kind of gives me like Lost World vibes with the green coloration, and I really like that, so I definitely did need to pick up this version too. So we'll have a look at the details. I won't go over the articulation again. We'll start off with the head again, and then we can have a look at the differences in the color pattern on this version. So on the face here you can see that lovely green coloration with some black striping going across the mouth here, on the bottom jaw and the top, as well as the tip of the snout and on the top of the head too. So it's some very nice variation with the colour there on the head of this model. And as you go down, that striping does continue. You do have some different tones of green as well. There's some lighter tones here as well as some sort of darker ones as well. A lot of depth to the coloration on this, which I do like. Again, you do have that counter shading with more of a greyish colour on the underside with some hints of green as well, which looks really cool. And as you go down the body, again, the black striping continues, and you also get some black dots throughout the body of this Spinosaurus. If you look at the arms here, you do have the black striping again, but the awesome claws there, which again looks so good. And if we take a look at the sail, there's some awesome green coloration, almost yellow tones there, as well as some black striping. Very nice paint detail. And again on the leg you do have the green striping continuing there. And throughout the whole length of the tail you do have this black striping going across there. And if we turn them around, you do have that same wound there as you saw on the other Spinosaurus. Very nice detail on this version. And for those of you who would like to know how much the Spinosaurus weighs, I do have my scale here, so we will weigh him. and he comes in at about 589 grams. And for the size comparison, I have to bring in the buck T-Rex. I know everyone's going to compare these two together, as you did see a male T-Rex in Jurassic Park 3 unfortunately get killed by the Spinosaurus. So I'm sure a lot of people want to display these two together. And you can see the size difference. Spinosaurus is definitely a little bit larger than the T-Rex here. So overall, I think that these are really great figures. I love both colour schemes on the Spinosaurus, and I think the details are just superb on both of these models. There's so much great skin detail and textures on both models. They look absolutely fantastic. I love the paint variation between the two. Obviously we have the OG colour scheme of the Spinosaurus and we have this green version. They're both really awesome, and I think anyone would be happy to own either one of these or both if you can. With that being said, there are some issues I have with mine. Well, only really one issue. The OG Spinosaurus, his mouth doesn't close completely. It stays open just a little bit. I think his jaw's just a bit wonky, which is stopping it from having that perfect seal, whereas the other version does seem to close pretty easily and without the same issues. So just be wary of that. Obviously not all models are going to be perfect. You will have some issues here and there, but just be warned, you might have one that might be like mine, but you may be lucky and yours will be fine. I think in most cases, most of these models will come out fine. I haven't really had any issues with previous models from Nanmu. And at the end of the day, these are some really great models, and I think anyone would be happy to own these. I know I definitely am. And that's what it's all about, how these models make you feel. And I can say I do feel satisfied with these models, and I'm very happy to have them in my collection. So that being said, I do highly recommend picking these up. They are great models to own, and if you're a fan of Jurassic Park, you have to get these. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe.